everyone, I'm Dr. Ahmad Shakur. Monique's interview with Club Shay Shay has set the internet on fire, and it looks like D.L. Hughley is pretty upset about the things that she said about him. In fact, so much so that he tried to gaslight and deflect and go back and bring up years-old things that Monique said, which she's already publicly apologized for, by the way. But let's get into it.
And they wanted to play this game, Would You Rather? And it was like, stupid. Like, asking me about my husband and Lee Daniels and Corinne Steffens, and his exact words, well, that's how we do it. I said, DL, how does that uplift our community? And again, I don't know what y'all trying to insinuate, but brother, what you doing? Like I said, that's just how we do it. So it is what it is. Now, it got so ugly that my attorney had to send a cease and desist. So it never aired. So we have, like, when Cat Williams talk and people, truth tellers talk, we have receipts to everything we're saying. That's how that whole thing got started.
Now D.L. wants to play the victim, and he wants to come out here and try to say all these things about Monique, trying to give her the smoke. But I find it interesting because he didn't have half of that to say when Terry Crews went in on him a few years ago, if you remember, when he talked about Terry Crews allowing that man to touch him inappropriately, and he said that Terry has all those muscles for nothing, and then Terry talked about slapping him. What did D.L. say? He didn't give Terry Crews half of that smoke, but he wants to go in on a woman. That's because, just like Monique said, D.L.'s a coward. Please pay attention. He also talked about how that episode that Monique was complaining about on his show, where he had them asking her all of these nefarious questions, said that it didn't air. Well, it didn't air because Monique's attorney sent a cease and desist. He wants us to think that he just was being considerate by not airing it. That's not even the case. Another thing is his daughter having these things happen to her. Well, this was his own friend that did it, and he didn't even believe his daughter when she first told him. And he's mad because Monique brought it up. Monique wasn't trying to traumatize his daughter. She was calling him out for being a whole coward, for not doing anything about it in the first place, and not even believing his own daughter when she told him what happened. Please pay attention.
It's D.L. Hughley, then Monique. She knows the story. But what she did in response to that, she talked about my dog, my wife. This broad even brought out my daughter's personal trauma. My daughter was molested, and Monique brought that shit out and told the world that I allowed my daughter to be in front of me. The lying mother. She knows she was lying. And it only stopped when everybody from my family checked her. It's interesting. You know what else you won't see Monique doing? You won't ever see her with her family, videos with her children or grandchildren, because nobody...
He's lying. He says that Monique stated that he allowed these things to happen to his daughter in front of him. That's not what she said. She basically called him out because his friend or supposed friend did this to his daughter, and he didn't do anything to the person. He didn't even believe his own child. Another thing is he talked about her family not fooling with her. Well, his own daughter, you know, Monique did say that her son was separated from her, one of her sons or whatever, but his own daughter said that they had problems too. I've never publicly spoken about the fact that until now, very recently, my dad and I had a fairly tumultuous relationship. I thought I'd gotten myself to a place where I decided that I'd stop getting my hopes up that things would ever get better and just accept what it was. Who is he to talk? Please pay attention. And I wonder if she was feeling this way because he didn't believe her younger sister when she told him what the friend did to her.
Everybody's doing it. How come when people do stuff like this, they're always above reproach, nobody ever believes them, and then it's always a lot of victims? Mm-hmm. And it's always, and the reason it hits home to me is because my youngest daughter said something happened to her, and because it was somebody I like, I didn't believe her. And I'll never get that back. I'm supposed to protect her, and I'll never get that back that she told her father something, and he didn't do nothing about it. Mm-hmm. Because it was inconvenient. So I could see how that could play.
So he admitted it himself, okay? And at the end of the day, the only reason anyone knew about what happened to his daughter is because he said it publicly. Monique didn't say it first. Monique just called him out, but he actually said that on air and admitted that he didn't even believe his own child. What kind of father is he? I mean, who does that? Please make that make sense. At the end of the day, do you think that his daughter was more traumatized by what Monique said about the situation, or the fact that he didn't believe her when she brought the situation to him? Yeah, please make it all make sense. D.L. Hughley is nothing more than a liar, and liars always are mad at people who tell the truth. Please pay attention.